Wow. Right, Virgo. So you got a lot going on like right now. Like I think you guys are kind of getting over old habits from a situation that ended really badly. Like there's a lot of recovery that I see in this. Like there's a lot of getting over things, starting something new, opening new doors. But it's like you're either drawn to something or something has tied you to a certain routine, certain habit, and you're trying to break the flow. You're trying to find your own balance in your life after this. So of course the Ten of Swords, super difficult energy, right? And it's like some of you guys could have gone through a breakup, something even bigger than this. Whatever that this phase in your life was, the good thing is it's done and over with. It's only about getting better. But it kind of feels like we're hitting a block right here with the devil. But the good thing I've got to say here with this card is that the devil energy can also, it can also be easily solved. We just have to look at what we are doing. What are the patterns that are not necessarily helping us or maybe even holding us back in some areas. One of the things I like about the devil too is that sometimes this could also talking about recognizing our power and our strengths through things that we allow that we give power to. So it's taking our power back as well, or at least recognizing what we're bound to, what our commitments are, what unhealthy attachments that we have. So the devil here is showing up, and with the temperance and all that, even with the Three of Swords in your underlying energy, there's a lot of healing going on. It's about finding the healing portion, or excuse me, recovering from such a very difficult ending here. Now, in your future, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and this looks like to me that your situation is very, I feel like you're trying to figure out how you want to proceed forward from what you've gone through. I feel like you're going to feel like you've done a lot of emotional changes in this period. So you're going to be looking at what are you going to get back from this? How are you going to make this work for you in a sense? Because I think you put a lot of work in, and now it's about the receiving portion. How are you going to be open to receiving what inner workings you've done? Okay, this could be appearance. This could appearance wise, you make some really big changes, right? Maybe a haircut, something drastic. Usually I kind of get the sense of maybe changing up your styles a little bit more, giving away your clothes. There's something here physically changing about you, or something that's going to show the progress that you've been working on. I feel like you guys are going to try and figure out what about you needs to go, or what needs to be changed for you, right? For it to accept the way that you're doing, to recognize that you have changed in such a big way. I don't necessarily feel like this is particularly for work, just as is. But I do feel like this has to do with a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of emotional healing, a lot of looking at your truth. Definitely healing that with that Three of Swords. Now with your with your advice card here, with the Strength energy. So this is about kind of keeping on the course. I feel like you guys are looking at your situation from a very Virgo and perspective, as you would, Virgos. You're seeing the situations, you're seeing the codependency, you're seeing the things that are holding you back, you're seeing the blockages that are being created, that have been created it could be to protect yourself. It could be a lot of things, right? And I feel like it's not necessarily about blaming and forcing those changes, because it's just going to retreat you back to the old habits and behaviors, but it's a different way. I feel like there's a lot of differences in the way you're treating yourself this time around when it comes to changing a certain pattern that can no longer be you. So, and it's not just like it can't be, but you don't want it to be. You want to find your new self. You want to see who you truly are behind all the commotion and all the crazy, right? So I really feel like here with Strength, it's like saying keep the course going. It's a difficult course, but you have everything that you need to prevail, to push through it, to succeed, and get to the other side, right? To get to the part where you decide what you can get in return, but because you've gone through the work necessary to, really pretty much wipe away all the debris, so you can have a clear space to manifest what you want. And the Five of Pentacles, excuse me, with the devil, it could have a lot to do with self-worth. It could do with money or finances for some of you guys. And it may be just like you guys may be trying to figure out what you're worth, what you deserve, who you truly are, right? Without people to help, without people around you. And, not necessarily saying that, you guys are all codependent or anything like that. You may be in codependent situations, or where you find that you overextend and nobody else is willing to meet you halfway or meet you even to that point. I feel like you're building boundaries that make you feel like you can be more secure in friendships, relationships, and so forth. You know what I mean? You're trying to find that nice ecosystem that gives back, that gives back to you. This is a personal thing. So for right now, it looks like you're creating boundaries that support the belief of who you are, and not necessarily continue down a trend that people would expect that isn't really you. That doesn't fit you. So I could definitely see that if you've got people around you that expect of you a certain way of being, a certain way of acting, and you can't be that way anymore, I could totally see that the 10 of Wands could be that you guys have a lot of stuff on your plate in regards to, dropping people, but either not just this dropping relationships, but dropping that sort of role that you've had, because it's no longer serving you. It's no longer giving you a purpose. It's no longer making you feel good about yourself, or it's just no longer giving you anything back, period. So I kind of feel like with that 10 of Wands coming out straight out the gate, like with your hopes and fears, this is a lot to deal with, because you have a lot of people, a lot of responsibilities, aka just really people that want things from you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing that they want anything. It's just like what they're willing to do for you isn't necessarily the approach that you want to go for. So you're clearing the air for all the energy that doesn't necessarily serve you anymore. It's kind of, self-centered tasks for people that don't really have anything to do with you. I feel like you guys are just like ready to scrap those. You're like, okay, I'm ready to give to people that have actually given back to me what I need and so forth, instead of giving to people that are not grateful, that may not perceive that I'm doing the work, no longer showing that you are there to help them in a time of need when they weren't able to do it for you, or so forth, right? So I feel like with the 10 of Wands, you're clearing your basket at this moment, but it's a lot of work. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes, especially with the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. That combination is a very overwhelming, like messy cleanup, but it's not necessarily like you can't handle it. You have it, like the Strength card usually talks about. You've got all of this. You're prepared to handle this. It's just going to take some time, and you have to take it one task at a time. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself kind of panic. Even though this looks like a lot to deal with, you can handle it. It's going to take some time, and that's okay. Nobody's rushing you. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect place for Temperance to be here, because these two cards together are very slow moving energies. So therefore, you have the time, guys. Don't believe that you don't have the time. Now, your outcome is very interesting. It's showing the King of Wands. So this can really indicate this is somebody that's Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries. Or this can indicate that you feel more passionate and in control. You feel more in your destiny, if that makes sense. Like you feel very amped up. And I like that for you guys, okay? Because you guys gone through a lot of stuff in this next coming month, if you haven't already, and you're just kind of, this whole month is about creating a new routine, creating a new, way of living that's no longer with a certain attribute that allowed this sort of unhealthy behavior to go on. Because I feel like you're recognizing that something's not healthy in the now, or something isn't giving you the fullest of the fullest. And I think that's where you guys are trying to strive to, to be the best that you can be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of you guys, too, it's like on a side note, some of you guys may be in a relationship right now that has to do with a lot of boundary changes, a lot of working things out, a lot of arguing, maybe a lot of things that are going on that you guys have both recognized is just not very good for either one of you. I don't think this is straight up a breakup for some of you guys. Sometimes it really is. Sometimes it's something really drastic in the relationship, but it needed to conclude so there can be a new awakening. Okay, so that's some interesting pickups too. So some of you guys may be going through a relationship right now with somebody, and the only thing that's keeping you right now are obligations. It's not really sexy. It's not fun. But I feel like that's because there's certain roles and certain things that need to change about the relationship that is no more anyway. So I feel like right now, if it's feeling kind of crappy, it will get better because you guys are looking at situations and things that can change, right? You're recognizing the weakened pillars and then reinforcing them with reality, right? Figuring out what needs to be done. 7 of Pentacles. You're just analyzing and getting the data now, which is pretty awesome, actually. All right, Virgo, let's see what you guys have for your release card. What parts of you have to release, or what do you have to release in this reading here? And it says to rest and sleep, take a break, take it easy. All right, to prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your body, mind, and spirit. This is all about healing, guys. This is a very healing time. The 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. I have a feeling that this just happened. This is not too far in the past. This has just happened. And if it is a long time, you still should allow yourself to sleep. I'm not meaning this to tell you what to do, but like anything devastating, it won't truly prove itself progressed and moved on without proper recovery and proper regeneration. So I kind of feel like for a lot of you guys, you are now doing the hard work, which is, some of you guys may be doing the hard work of having to kind of play catch up with your healing. Some of you, which means that you guys may have had these issues for a long time because of a situation that did happen, far in the past. And now you're playing, you're having to relearn what you could have learned a lot easier when everything was fresh and new. So that could have been this. So that could be like, it's a little bit harder to grasp a certain way of being because your life is no longer in a state of harmony. So you have to change it so it can be. So that could be for some of you guys. And for some of you guys, it could be that this just freshly happened and you guys are learning and changing. And it feels like a lot on your plate because even for those that have maybe waited a little later, but everybody's feeling overwhelmed because there's just a lot to change in so little time, or it just feels like there's a lot to go through, but you don't have anything rushing you. It's telling you to take your time, take it steady. No need to rush. Okay, so you guys have here the Ancient Ones. So I feel like connecting with spirit is the biggest one. Recalibrating your spiritual alignment system. Okay? So are you aligned with spirit? Are you aligned with your higher self? And I feel like when that comes up, I kind of get this vibe that for a lot of you guys, the situation has to readjust its judgment system. Okay. Like I said, your inner guidance system is in need of recalibration, which is why probably surrender and rest is coming up. Here, the Ancient Ones, that talks about connecting with spirit, connecting with your ancestors, connecting with any way that brings you back to your roots, right? Bring you back to something that's central within yourself. And it may feel like the situation kind of strayed you out of that element, which is why you're trying to find your way back for some of you guys. It's going to take time. And that's why rest and sleep is so important. And it's not just for just going to sleep, but it's also having patience with yourself when connecting back with who you are and feeling good about it. So I feel like the most importantly, guys, if you're noticing that you're misalignment, that you're misaligned in your spiritual path, this whole situation just may need a bit more of a loving approach to it. It doesn't have to be so harsh or overwhelming. It can just be happening piece by piece, taking it temperance energy at a time, slowly but surely, but making great progress. And having a sense of patience for yourself and the energies around you to honestly progress that forward, right? You can't force the process, especially if it was painful. So I feel like taking it easy, taking it in a direction where you will be able to truly be able, to move on, to move forward and envision a better life for yourself. It's going to take time. You got to live through it and you can't rush that process. Even if it does suck going through it, it's all meant to be something impactful and big and you can do it. It just feels like a lot and that's totally understandable. And I want everybody here that's watching this to know it's totally normal. It's okay. Just one step at a time, family. One step.